Hello guys, it's T-Rex here and welcome to episode 13 of Star System Spotlights, this time featuring 51 Pegasi. 51 Pegasi is a system approximately 50 light years away from our own solar system in the Pegasus constellation. So before I begin this episode, let me tell you guys a Greek myth. So there was once this hero called Bellerophon. He was a son of Poseidon, and he was able to tame the Pegasus and ultimately slay Chimera, which is a legendary monster described by Homer as having a lion's head and a serpent's body. So you guys might ask, why is that relevant here? Because this planet that we're about to see, this sole planet orbiting this star that we're seeing, is actually nicknamed Bellerophon. So let me explain all that. So Bellerophon tamed the Pegasus. So this planet was named Bellerophon, was unofficially named Bellerophon because it technically tamed its own star. Well, in 1995, scientists discovered 51 Pegasi B, which is the planet right here. In game, I think the name is wrong, but it is called 51 Pegasi B. So it was the first exoplanet found to orbit a sun-like star. This sun is a class G star, it's the same classification as our own sun. So, but this planet, as you can see, is a class 4 gas giant. And let's look at the system map. It is the only planet in this system, and it's a gas giant, and yet it's orbiting its sun on such a low orbit. Now, why is that happening? Scientists asked that same question back in 1995. They were shocked at the fact that a gas giant which should be on what we see in the solar system be far away from the parent star is actually so close to its own star. So before we talk about that question, let's look at some facts about 51 Pegasi B, or Bellerophon. So it is 100 times closer than Earth is to our own sun. And so the sunlight is approximately 10,000 times larger. And because it is actually tidally locked, the temperature on this planet reaches a blistering 1,000 degrees centigrade. That is absolutely ridiculous. Let me make a comparison here. So, you guys know that water boils at 100 degrees centigrade. So if you put a human inside boiling water, well, obviously he dies. And look at Venus, the hottest planet in our own system. It's approximately 300 to 350 centigrade at the hottest places. But this planet is 1,000 degrees centigrade. That is unimaginable to mankind. So, and because of this fact, it has extreme winds on the planet's surface, because of all the hot air rushing up and all the cold air condensing down. So there is going to be hurricanes, or what do you call it, that are 10,000 times stronger than what we see on Earth. So it also has a 4.2 days orbital period. Extremely short. Once again, let's make a comparison between 51 Pegasi B and Mercury. Mercury is the closest planet in our solar system that is orbiting the sun, and it has an orbital period of approximately 88 days. And that's the closest in our solar system to the sun. So this planet, however, only has an orbital period of 4.2 days. That means, how close it is to its parent star. It's absolutely just shocked all the scientists out there. So, back to the previous question. So, this basically challenged all the theories about planetary orbitals back in 1995, and this introduced a new theory into the astronomical field, and it is now very well known. It is called Planetary Migrations. So, this theory basically, TLDR, says because of some apparent reason, some gas giants or other planets that are originally formed on the outer parts of a system may, through a series of events, migrate inward and establish a stable orbit there. So this is an extreme example of it. 51 Pegasi B was originally very far from its parent star, just like Jupiter or the other gas giants are in our own solar system, but for some reason it migrated inward to such a low distance from its own parent star and established a stable orbit. Now, this also created the discovery of 51 Pegasi B also created a new classification of planets, and it is now called hot Jupiters. So, because it is a gas giant, so it's obviously like Jupiter, but it is just blistering hot, so that's why, well, hot Jupiter, duh. So, yeah, once again, Bellerophon or 51 Pegasi B, whatever you would like to call it. So, yeah, let's go look at some realistic views of this planet. So, I'm in the system right now, and we can see the sun. So this is actually, I think, the only system where you can actually, being so close to the sun, you can actually have a planet's whole orbit inside your canopy. So let's go into Super Cruise, and you can actually see the orbital lines of this planet 100% because it is literally so close to its parent star. Yeah, so you can see its orbital lines right here. Let me slow down a bit so you guys can see it. You can see it is on such a low orbit around its parent star. It is approximately 3 to 4 stellar distances. That means if you have 4 suns that are going 1, 2, 3, 4, then that's the distance that's how far it is from its own parent star. So now let's go to visit it. And also, although you may notice that its radius is only labeled as approximately 47,000 kilometers, if you actually go there and compare it to what you see on Jupiter, it is actually bigger than Jupiter. Why? Because of all the gases rising up and creating such a thick atmosphere that the gases actually create a 30,000 kilometer to 40,000 kilometers thick atmosphere that makes it look bigger than Jupiter. So here we can take a nice look at it. It's 1,000 degrees centigrade on there. Plus it's tidally locked, so if you let's just say you want to live on this planet, you would want to live on the not on the dark sides because it would be so cold. You would want to live on the edges between the dark and the light, and that might give you, I don't know what temperature it would give you. It would still be scary though. This is not a place you would want to live on, but it thanks to this place and the discovery of 51 Pegasi B or Bellerophon, mankind has finally has an basic understanding of planetary migration and basically have a new theory about planetary orbitals. So although this system may seem insignificant and elite dangerous because it is basically far away from any high-tech stations and not on a particularly important trade route, it is very important to mankind because without the discovery of this system and this planet, we won't be able to in the future do many space explorations. So I will leave you guys with that. This is episode 13 of Star System Spotlights featuring 51 Pegasi, and I will see you guys next time.